Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Hey MS, it's Elizabeth Happy here with your world news. Well, let's get started. A man who is Japanese, who is also blind, called Mitsuhiro Iwamoto, set a world record for sailing. At age 52, he went on a 2-month non-stop journey around the Pacific Ocean. He was the first visually impaired person to complete this journey. He sailed 8,700 miles. He sailed from San Diego to Fukushima. This was his second attempt. His first one sadly failed, but that just shows that he's a risk taker, and even though he failed once, he kept on going. This also showed that he persevered and did not let his first attempt stop him from doing what he really wanted to do. He did have help, but still he did most of it on its own. The help was only to make sure he didn't crash into anything. Well, that's all for me. Catch you later. Bye.
Hey MS, it's Kittens here with this week's local news. Summer is coming up, which means it's going to be hot. That may be a good thing for you since you can go to the beach without turning into an icicle, but for some people this is not a good idea. I'm talking specifically the West Coast. It's pretty much normal for us to have wildfires, but that doesn't mean it's not dangerous, and it's definitely not something that we should not try to prevent. To prevent fires, you can do things like keeping your stove and oven clear, maintain cords, store flammable products properly, and be careful with campfires and candles. To be safe, we should always prepare for a fire. To do that, you can test your smoke alarms and create an escape plan. That's all for me, MS. Bye!
How's it going, MS? I'm Kaylee, and today I'm bringing your World of Work. Today, I'm going to be relating World of Work to this month's IB trait, being a risk taker. A job that requires this trait is a police officer. The education required is a high school diploma, post-secondary certificate, and an associate's degree. Some skills they have is active listening, critical thinking, speaking, monitoring, and social perceptiveness, which is how you form impressions and make inferences about other people. Some activities the police do is working directly with the public, resolving conflicts and negotiating with people, getting information, and identifying objects. Abilities that they have is problem sensitivity, oral comprehension, and oral expression. The police make $29.51 hourly. Well, that's all for me, MS. Bye.
Hey MS, it's Samara back with your school news. First things first is if you're coming back to Montgomery, don't forget to re-enroll for next year. Next, even though it's almost the end of the school year, there are still lots of clubs you can go to. Or you can go to tutoring to get your grades up before the end of the school year. Also, don't forget about the state testing. The English testing is on May 22nd and 23rd, and school gets out early at 1 o'clock that day. Then, the 8th graders have science testing on May 29th, but it's still a regular school day. Plus, there's math testing on June 5th and 6th, and we get out early at 1 o'clock that day. Don't forget that there's no school on May 27th because of Memorial Day. Well, that's all from me, MS. Bye!
What's up, MS? Katie here with your SEL. This week's SEL lesson was resilience. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. For example, if you were in a soccer team and you made it to the finals and your team ended up losing, then you would want to start screaming, yelling, and crying and blaming the other team. But with resilience, you'd be able to give everyone on the other team a good handshake and a high five and tell your team about just all the great things you were able to accomplish. Well, that's all from me, MS. Bye!
Good morning, Montgomery. My name is Jordan. Today I'm going to be talking about national news. The first thing we're going to be talking about is the energy export crisis from last year. The United States energy usage level spiked 8% from 2017, most of them coming from natural fuels and gas. Meanwhile, solar power and other renewable energy spiked only 4% from 2017. Crude energy exports saw a massive explosion of growth of 73% from 2017, which accounted for more than 2/3 of the U.S. energy exports overall. The second and last thing I'm going to be talking about is the fact that some government officials are asking for a pay raise. Now, for the past 10 years, Congress has continuously denied the request for a pay raise. More than 2/3 of the U.S. government have grown tired of their annual congressional salaries. Well, that's all for me, MS. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And remember to try to save energies. Maybe turn off a couple of lights that you're not using and unplug anything that isn't being used. Well, that's all for me. Bye.
Hey MS, Ian here, and today I got your sports, so let's talk about it. Just in case you don't already know, after school sports just started flag football and track and field. If you want to participate, make sure to get a packet from Coach Smith or Coach Shoemate. You must maintain a C average or higher. But anyways, let's move on to the MLB. Surprisingly enough, the Padres beat the Dodgers by a score of 8-5. The Padres have actually been doing well this year, so if you want to go catch a game, they're on like Saturdays and Sundays, I think. That's all from me, MMS. Goodbye.